Hey guys, my name is Christian, and with me today is my Labradoodle Hazel. She's our Chief Treat Officer. And I'm here with Undique, and let's get started. What's new here on our quail farm? I want to show you guys a little bit our products as well. So here we go. On a quail farm, like the one I have, and in our network of quail farms across the United States, obviously our main product are quail eggs. So those lovely things, if they are not broken like this one, that's just my show quail eggs. So those little gems here, as you can see here, they are full with vitamins and minerals, and they are just delicious. They are a little smaller than chicken eggs, so usually you need around 3 to 4 quail eggs to substitute for one chicken egg. But it's full with vitamins, especially now in the cold winter time. I don't know where you are in the country, but I'm in New Jersey, and we got, like, I would say, a foot of snow over the last couple of days. I want to make sure I stay healthy so I can look after our birds. And extra vitamin D in there, vitamin B12, 10% of the daily value of recommended intake of B12, for example, is in a single quail egg. So I have them for breakfast, sometimes for dinner. Hazel, my doggy, too. We share them, especially if one gets broken when I pick them. That's a hazel egg, as I call it. So those lovely little gems, they come from our quail. And we are right now 14 farms across 10 states in the United States. So those little gems get delivered fresh from our farm to you. So in case you look for an Amazon delivery driver when you order those for us, no, they come with the mailman because we can't store them that long in a warehouse. So they come fresh from the farm to you, and then you support with your order a family farm like mine or one of the farms across the nation. Here we are. So a great little gem we got for you guys here. So if you want to have fresh quail eggs for the weekend, for breakfast, if you're into tiny cooking, we do have a little accessoire with it as well. It's a quail egg holder. I come a little closer there, you get the idea. So if you want to have a soft boiled egg, that's possible with our holders here. They come in a pack of 4. Here is a pack there. So 4 little holders in there. All you see today is made or laid in the United States. And after the quail section today, we go into the news section. I show you some pictures what's new on our farm here. And then we get into the pet products. Hazel is already very eager to show her lovely treats. If I say that too loud, she might jump over straight away. By the way, those things, we got them in white, blue, and black. The black one, I don't have it handy right now. Speaking of black, so quail come in all shapes, forms, and colors. So on the farm here, this is a little statue here. I think that looks a little bit like a Georgia giant quail, which you find in our store as well. But what we got as offer today as well is our black and white edition. So that's hatching eggs if you want to have your own quail. We all remember what happened last year with the egg prices in the supermarket, right? I was happy to own a quail farm, so I didn't really have to pay those crazy prices there. So if you're thinking to get into quail, that's the size of a bird. They get about the size of your hand, and they lay eggs reliable. And with this black and white edition, we basically responded to customer requests. We saw a lot of people order our English white quail, and a lot of people ordered our black quail, sometimes in the same order. So we figured, let's do a special edition, and we have a black and white quail listing where you get 50% white eggs and 50% the black eggs. And when I say black and white, I don't mean the color of the eggs, actually. I mean the color of the resulting bird. And so this way you could have your own backyard flock, right? Or a little covey, as they call it for quail as well. So I got into quail because I wanted to have my own eggs. That's over 5 years ago. And having chicken around here is a little tricky. Problem is I have foxes all over the property. Hazel is chasing them constantly. There is hawks. I'm very thankful for the hawks to be there. because we got a little squirrel problem, and that's not great for our organic garden in the back. My wife is very thankful that we have a hawk in the area. He was once nesting on one of our trees, actually, so that was really great. But there's a lot of natural predators. Quail can be protected inside really well. Quail don't have a homing instinct like chicken do, so you need to actually keep them in an aviary or in cages, otherwise they just fly off. They are native, as I mentioned, with the Georgia giant quail. They are native to Georgia. They are native to Tennessee with the Tennessee red, for example. Most people know when I say quail, those little quail with the little head feathers there. The California quail. Yeah, Hazel, are you coming here? Yeah, come here, baby. Want to say hi? Say hi in the camera there. We're still working on that. So quail are really awesome birds to keep. And we are now in pre-season. So if you want to get your own hatching eggs, if you have an incubator, or if you're planning to get an incubator, order that first, test it out first, and then get the eggs later. But right now we have some items on sale there. In case kids are watching, I'm just saying it, ask your parents for permission before you order something on Amazon, because those fresh items, they are non-returnable. So it's just important to know that. Now with quail, it's great. It's like, if you guys remember that movie with Forrest Gump, it's like with the shrimp. I could count the amount of different treats, products you can make from quail, all the different variations. We have some new variations in store. I just highlighted the autumn sparkly one as well, which is a lovely coloring as well, with black and white. Reminds me a little bit about the sleet. Hazel likes a little massage in the evening. She is worked out. She helped me early on to get in the firewood. Hazel, she loves a little massage like that. So yeah, quail are really awesome birds, and they provide for you, your family, your pets, your neighbors. They provide a lot of fertilizer as well in regards to poop. But it's a great hobby to get into. And I started over 5 years ago and turned it into a business. So for example, there is also the red range quail. And we have different sizes, right? You can get a dozen of eggs, 2 dozen, 3 dozen, 4 dozen. If you combine several different variations, we ship them out fresh from the farm. And you might wonder, you know, so Christian is in New Jersey. I'm here in the cold in New Jersey. It's freezing out there. What about the quality of the eggs in transit and all that? So I mentioned early on, Undique, we are a network of farms, family farms across the US. So we have farms in Texas, in Louisiana, in Florida, New York State, and so on. So right now we have plenty of farms in a climate zone where it's not that cold. And depending where you are, we try to choose, of course, the quickest way to you, the direct way to you. And so therefore, even now in the winter time, we had reviews from customers. They told us even during blizzards, they got their eggs. Most important part is the last mile or the last 100 feet, right? Because as mentioned, the fresh quail eggs or the hatching quail eggs come directly from our farm with the mail service. So it's up to you if you order those to make sure to know when is your mailman coming, when does he drop it off into your mailbox, and then retrieve it from there straight away. If you're in a cold climate like I am and you let your eggs sit in the mailbox overnight, then obviously the hatching result is not going to be great, especially if they freeze overnight. So as long as they're in transit, they're fine. I mean, if you're a mailman, you know it too. You're not sitting in a freezing truck, right? There is room temperature, basically. Think about all this stuff which is being shipped out there in the world. That stuff should not freeze. Liquids, all that things, right? Speaking of liquids, getting a little thirsty here. So we barely ever had any issues in regards to wintertime shipping, other than if customers forget that they ordered eggs and leave them in their mailbox. Then it can be not that great for hatching. Speaking of hatching, I want to show you some other products we got for that. Now, a lot of people know Hatching Time and their incubators, so in case you have one of that, or even if I have a standard incubator, which might not have the option to hatch those eggs with the pointy side down, that's pretty important. You can lay them on the side, but I use that incubators as well, where you just lay the eggs on their side. but from a science perspective and from our own experience, we know that if you store the eggs pointy side down, and let me grab one here, then in the incubator, it's just better for the development of the chicks in there. So that's why we made those rails here. We have them for jumbo quail eggs. They are typically a little bit bigger because the bird is going to be bigger. We go by the American Coturnix Breeder Association's recommendation or standard of perfection, which says a jumbo bird is a bird which weighs 10 ounces at 10 weeks if it's properly fed and healthy bird. So will be bigger than this little statue here. They have some meat on them. That's great. And their eggs are typically a little bit bigger. So in case you use these hatching time Chimuka incubators or other standard incubators, you have the option to get these rails. This is a jumbo rail, and they store nicely your eggs. There is space in between. Important for incubation process is that the eggs can breathe. So there is a bit air in between them, that the warm air can go around the egg. Eggs are being incubated at 99.5 Fahrenheit. Some people like to give it 100 or 101. It's really up to you and your equipment, what you use. And so those eggs typically sit from, depending if it's button eggs, the small tiny ones. I show you something for that too. They are hatching at day 16, and then for the Coturnix quail, the common quail called as well, they hatch between day 18 to 22. So you want to make sure they sit nice and comfortable. The air cell for the chick is usually here on the fat end, right? Not the pointy end or the round end, right? So the air sac is up there. So that's why you store them like this. Also, we store them like this before we ship them out. We never ship out eggs older than 48 hours to make sure during transport and until they get to you that you don't lose on viability. I mean, a fertile egg stays fertile, but obviously the hatch rate goes down. After 10, 14 days, the results go down because, you know, as older the egg gets, as less viable it is for hatching. So that's why we ship them out fresh to you. And if eggs get older here on the farm, that happens too. You'll see later in our pet section what other products we make out of them. So we have always a use case for them. So you can order those rails. They are made specifically for those goose rails, which come in these incubators, professional style incubators what we use. But you could use them as well in a normal styrofoam incubator and put your eggs in like that. And if you want to turn them, a good advice is put, for example, an extra rail like this. Have it one day like that way, one day the other way. Actually, you should turn them a couple of times a day, 3-4 times. But if you have an incubator like this with the turner, they stay securely in there. And we do have the smaller version as well, not just for the jumbos. I get to that in a second now, because now we talk button quail eggs, right? The button quail is a smaller quail, smaller than this statue. I have some pictures about that. I show you that in the picture section. And for smaller eggs, you need a bit smaller rails. These rails are designed for standard and button quail eggs, unless you have a really tiny egg. But the button, they fit nicely in there, fits 19 eggs, and that's also here for the Chimuka incubators, what we like to use on the farm here as well. If you have other models like a GQF or whatever, or the Little Giants, all those lovely little Giants I like a lot. It's American-made company. You could, you know, if you have the incubators and you didn't get that egg turner from them, you could put that in as well and have your eggs nicely stored in there. You saw there was a Celadon egg, a blue egg. We got them in our store as well. The buttons are great because the birds are smaller, but they also reliable eggs, but egg layer, but the eggs are really tiny. I know a lot of people who have snakes or other reptiles like to have button quail because the eggs are tiny. They can feed that to their snake. And right now we have a little pre-season sale on as well, so a great time to order, and we ship out fairly quickly, right? So here was that little, just highlight the product here below. That's the 19 one, and this is 13 for the jumbo. Great products. Let's throw them over there. Easy washable, very, very easy use. And before we get into the pet section, something I'm happy and proud of what we designed here on the farm as well, for button quail, but also for your standard quail. You get them in a pack of 2. Those are quail feeders. There's a lot of chicken feeders out there, and they're typically red, green, or yellow, and they have these huge holes in there. The chicks crawl into it, poop into their food, scratch around, put the food everywhere, but not in their belly. So that's why we designed this lovely feeder here. And I show you that a little bit close up. Let me just switch over here to a better view. Here we go. There we are. Technology is working even on my farm. That's awesome. So those feeders, they hold 11 ounces of feed. So that's the same amount what one of those chicken ones is holding. But you can see by the design, it has an angle here. Number 1, to release the food slowly down. It has little dividers. It's probably hard to see right now. You can scrape them out or leave them in. I like to leave them in. And those dividers help that the quail don't go like mad and put their food everywhere. So it helps a bit on the feed waste. Let's face it, everybody who has quail know that quail are wasteful in regards to their feed. They put the food everywhere. They are the worst eaters. Even a 3-year-old toddler would eat more clean than a quail does. But that's just how they are. They are messy. I like to mount those onto my cages so I can feed from the outside. They perfectly fit actually into the Chimuka grow-out cages or brooders as well. They're not designed for the layer cages. But you get 2 of them. If you use a brooding box, just zip tie them together. Holds 22 ounces of food. So it's really convenient. You don't have to fill up multiple times a day. Because, 11 ounces they last for about 60 chicks the entire day. If you have 2 of them, off you go. Great product. We 3D print that here on the farm, and so therefore also made in the USA. Pretty much everything you see today on the show except me is from the USA. Even Hazel, she is born in Paradise, Pennsylvania. She's a little Amish girl. But anyway, so now let's get into the news section, and then I show you guys some lovely pet treats for your cats, dogs, and also if you're a new up-and-coming quail keeper, get a little bit inspiration on what we do here on the farm, so you know what kind of products are made from quail. But let's get into our picture section. So let's bring them up, and I show you guys here what's going on. By the way, if you have any questions, you can pop them in the chat. That's why my eyes sometimes go wild. I look over to the chat, and I'm also always happy to see a little like or follow, because that supports our small business here and all the small businesses attached to my little company here. But enough of talking. Let's show you guys what happened after the last snow here with Hazel. She's just the cutest. Okay, Hazel. There we go.
Hazel, where's the mouse? Where's the mouse? So, where's the mouse, Hazel?
So I don't know if your dog does the same thing when there's snow out there, but Hazel is really cute. She puts her nose always in the deep snow and is looking for the mousey. Here's another picture about that. So she's all over the place there. So you see, we got a fair amount of snow there here in central Jersey. That's a little nice look that I took that this evening, brought the trash out and took a little picture there. Looks really, really nice with the sky. And as you can see here by the side of the house, our firewood pile is getting smaller and smaller. The solar panels are completely snowed in, but they're kind of experimental here anyway, and kind of as a backup, just to enough power for the office to keep everything running in case we get a power outage here. So, but you see the sunset here this evening. It was really nice. Hazel was already in at that time, then she got too cold. What else is new on the farm? Early on today, I just checked on the incubator. I already put it into lockdown today. So that's the incubator I mentioned early on for those rails as well. So we use our own stuff, of course, in there as well. So we got a couple of birds in there. Well, not yet birds, a couple of eggs. And so we have another hatch coming. So that's how we do quality control here as well, but also enable, you know, that we do those lovely pet products what we got around here. Yeah, I mentioned I eat, of course, my own quail eggs. So here, just a traditional Austrian dish. It's basically butter in a pan with some potatoes, some caramelized onions, and some quail eggs on top. It's a I like that hearty kind of dinner. And this is how it looks like when we hatch quail here on the farm. So those are the quail babies.
You like popcorn today? Very active. Very active. That many quail. That many eggs. I have to calculate the hatch rate.
Yeah, the hatch rate is good. That's why I released that flock for hatching eggs. If there is a flock who doesn't do well, then we use those eggs as fresh eggs, or for the pet products we use. Here is an English white, dotted English white. You see that dot up there? You might wonder, why do I call it English white? That's definitely the yellow. Is he colorblind or what? No, I can see colors, but the English white is yellow when it hatches. So it turns white over time. So don't get confused in case. Here's an adult. That's the mommy here. So you see they are nice and white. Some have a dot, some don't. Here you barely can notice it. But typically they do have one. They're great birds, very calm. You see here our game bird ball here. We call it the quail knödel. You find that in our store as well. And so they are happy with some mealworms there. Okay, I think that's it for the news section. I haven't really made much more new pictures. So let's switch back to that camera. Oops, here we go. Right button pressed. Hazel was waiting patiently. So now is her time to help me here a little bit. Hazel, can you come? Can you come here, please, baby? I have a treat for you. So guys, Hazel already had her dinner, but she typically says not no to a little extra. And what I show you now is one product we make out of an entire dozen of quail eggs, and that's our Quailicious Boost, as we call it. So all the minerals, vitamins, all that lovely stuff. There's zinc, antioxidants, right? Vitamin B, and I can't count them all. That all goes in there. We freeze dry them on our farms. And this way we can bring it to you guys. And I just put a little bit here on my hand because Hazel already had dinner. Here we go. She gets an extra boost of vitamin and minerals now. Quail eggs are really full with that. There's nothing negative to it for your pet. I mean, it's a nice little snack like this, but usually I sprinkle it over her food. And maybe there's one negative thing, honestly. If she farts, it gets smelly. But hey, that means everything is okay in there with the bowel movements, right? But yeah, with the eggs, it can be a smelly fart, right? Let's tell the customers the truth, how it is. I'm sorry, I don't want to embarrass you, Hazel, but that's the truth, right? Remember that one from last night? I still remember it. Okay, let's move on to something less smelly. It does have a distinctive smell, but it's made from a game bird, so the birds get old. When you hatch birds, you get a lot of roosters as well. We want to make sure we use every single part of the birds. They have a happy life here on the farm. And one bad day, like we all do. And what comes out of it, I switch over here to the close-up camera, is the pet cotton candy. And we call it cotton candy because it's so nice and fluffy, as you can see here. And what it is, it's dehydrated quail meat. It's natural, the color in yellow. I know cotton candy is typically pink or blue, but we keep it in the natural yellow color. So there's nothing artificial to it other than the packaging to keep it fresh for your pet. And the inspiration came from my sister-in-law. I gave her some of the dog treats for her cats, the crunchy sticks and crunchy bites. And she said, my cats are too old, they can't eat that. Don't you have anything nice and fluffy? And I figured, okay, yeah, if I just slightly process that to make it fluffy, the quail meat, why not? And here it is. And let's see how Hazel reacts to it. She likes that too. You could use that for your ferret, right, Hazel? Ferrets like that, cats like that, and who else likes it? Hazel likes it, yeah, Paw, good girl. And that's a food topper too, but as you can see, you can just make a little ball with it. It's nice and fluffy, right, Hazel? Did you got it all? Yeah. And it's a great treat for your cat, any senior pet, right? And Hazel, what would you say? It's great, isn't it? Yeah. So we do have a bundle offer for you guys as well, where you can get the both. Of course, you get a full one, right? Both food toppers. You get our lovely pet cotton candy and the egg, freeze-dried eggs. This way, I mean, they will last you at least a month as a little food topper or as a little snack. So it's a really good price, I think, and it's all natural from our quail farms here in the US. Okay, so we're talking. Whew, let's have a look. We have a trial package as well, which has the food toppers plus an additional one, just the eggshell for extra boost of calcium as well and an extra crunch. So you could decide to get that too. Now, since we are talking about cats, another great product is the wing on the string. It's for cats and dogs. Some people out there would like to train their dog to become a bird dog. Hazel, when she was younger, remember when you were a puppy? Yeah, but then she had more interest in it. Now she's already more than 3 years old. She's becoming like a real teenager. So little toys like this is not for her anymore. But believe me, your puppy out there or your cat will love it. It's in the natural instinct of any cat, right? If they're allowed to go out to hunt for birds, this way you can do that bird play. It's a dehydrated wing. From the quail, we really like to use everything from the birds because we value their life and therefore we value what they provide to us. And we put a natural string around it. If you happen to find a little stick in your backyard or have something from crafting at home, put it on the other end and then you can play really nice. If you click on the product, you see some cats videos we made one, my daughter made one, and we got one sent by a customer we put up there and sold it over 1,000 times. Hazel had a few interesting sessions with them, eating them all when I was not careful. I had a couple on the table and she sneaked them. Yes, she pooped a lot of feathers the next day, but when she was young, that's when I developed that product and I wanted her to play with something natural, nothing artificial, no plastic toys. And yeah, the bones of the quail, they don't splinter like chicken bones, and it was safe for her. Next day she pooped out a lot of feathers, but she was fine. But obviously it's not intended to eat, but in worst case scenario, it's just some feathers and bones break down. I couldn't find any bones in her poop after that happened, and she had a couple of them. Remember, Hazel, I was pretty angry. Yeah, they were for customers, not for you. Well, but yeah, just make sure if they get wet when you play with your dog or with your kitten that you let it fully dry before you put it back into the packaging. We don't want that to get moldy in there. In our store, you can also find 2 pairs of them if you're a dog trainer and want to train your dog for becoming a bird dog. Quail is a game bird, so it's definitely a good option. And Hazel, this time we try not to knock over the camera like last week. If you want to see that, look back. It was funny enough. In the beginning of the stream, I said, usually, I just crack some eggs by accident and things like that. Nothing bad ever happened. Hazel never knocked over the camera. And boom, right in that live stream, she knocked over our main camera here. So if you want to look that up, you can go back here and see that. That was fun. But that's a great product, and we do have that in a bundle for you guys right now as well. New year, so we make some special. I know January is usually a tough month, right? Some specials are appreciated in January after the holiday season. People spend a lot of money around the holidays. So if you want to treat your pet now, if you got a gift card on Amazon, right? This is a good way to spend it. Get the wing on the string and our cotton candy as a bundle and save some money there as well. Now, Hazel, I really need your assistance again. Can you come here, honey? We have a special on Hazel's favorite food. That's the Crunch Bites. So that's a real dog treat. Hazel, I want you to come up here for that. Up. She typically doesn't like to come up on the couch, but for a treat she does. Now, lay down here. Finally people can see you. Want to say hi? Want to tell them something? No. Okay, no comment. It's okay. But maybe we can make you speak. Let's see. That's a new thing she's learning right now, to speak. Hazel, speak. 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 Woof. Speak. 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 Woo! Hazel, speak. Speak. Woo! Woo! Hazel, speak. Okay, that was good enough. She's trying. She's trying. Good girl. Let's listen to that crunch. Is that good or what? So it is dehydrated quail meat. It's like a jerky. We put in washed eggshells as well for the extra crunch and the extra calcium. Let's go back up here. Yeah, and sit and paw. Yeah, that one we do automatically already. And lay down. Lay down. Lay down here. Lay down. Hazel, down. Yeah, good girl. Get a treat. One more little bite. So it comes 4 ounces. Oh, that was a order. Thank you, guys. Whoop, another one. So that's 4 ounces of lovely quail crunch bites made here in New Jersey. Right? It is good stuff. Okay, now let's get to something even crunchier. She negotiated a new salary for 2026, and that means that she gets for each show 4 treats. And now we got a special treat for Hazel. That's a quail crunch bite, stick, sorry. The stick, we had the bite already. It's tough, I need to do all the talking, you just get to eat. You have a lovely job, Hazel. Wish I could have a job like that, just eating. So that's something Hazel really appreciates. And she might take off with that because that's what she does, right? With every super special treat, she takes off because she's afraid that somebody might take it from her. That's the spine of a quail, a crunch stick. As I mentioned earlier, quail doesn't really splinter like chicken does. So there's a little bit fat on it, but there's a lot of protein. Now he's up and sit and paw. Good girl. Yeah, she takes off with it. That's okay. If I'm quiet, you might hear the crunch. It's nice and crunchy. Hazel, I have more. One more. Come up. And sit. And paw. Good girl. And stay. Lay down. Lay down. Yeah, stay. Good girl. Nice and crunchy, isn't it? We don't really brush often her teeth, so she gets 1 crunch stick every 2nd day. And I'm curious what the vet will say this year. Around her birthday, we go to the vet and just to make sure everything is fine with her. Last year, the vet told us that she has awesome teeth, and I think it has a little bit to do with what she eats, of course, right? Makes sense. So she loves that stuff. If she likes something crunchy as well, we have that for cats too. It's a bit smaller. Let me find it here. We do have the big and the smaller one. Oy, oy, oy. Yeah, where is it? We have the quail feet as well. They come in a bigger pack or a smaller pack. This is the small one, nice for the pocket. There's 10 of them in there. Or if you want to get them in bulk, great for bird dog training if you need something with the scent of a game bird. We got the big pack here as well. It has around 60 pieces, so 60 feet in there from the quail. Yeah, around 2.5 ounces. And it's just a natural, lovely treat. I've seen some videos on social media where people like to use a quail foot for garnishing the dinner for their cats. So they have something nice, crunchy, chewy there as well. So it's a nice little option as well. And we make sure we use everything of these awesome birds. Now we can do bigger birds too. And one of the results is with a partnership with a farm up in New York State is, oh, Hazel goes nuts. Yeah, sit, wait, is the lovely duck hearts, freeze-dried duck hearts. So the heart of a duck is at least 4 times bigger than a quail heart. That's why we opt for a bigger bird. And you see the reaction. Hey, excuse me, how you say? Oh, good girl. So let's give it to her. It's a premium treat. What should I say? You see the reaction of Hazel? She really loves that stuff. How many ounces were in there? I think around 3 or 4 ounces. If you click on the product, you see the exact description. It tells you exactly how much is in there. So a premium treat. Last but not least, we do have a set. Is it that? Right now it looks a little bit like that. We're gonna actually package it now a little slimmer for the pocket. It's a bird training set. There is 5 spines in there, 5 legs of the quail, a wing as well. So in case you are thinking of training your doggy for becoming a bird dog, then this is an option as well. Right, so we have seen all the products I wanted to show today. Thanks that so many people joined today this Monday. I hope you had a great time watching. Hazel and I had a great time doing the show without any major accidents, right? No accident. You were not leaking, that's a good thing. The camera is still standing, that's a good thing. You want to come up here? I didn't break any egg today. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, maybe we are better this year than last year. So anyway, yeah, we want to thank you guys for watching today. I hope you had as much fun watching our little show here than us doing it. We will be online again next Monday, always around 7:30 Eastern-ish. Hazel and I now gonna do a last check on our birdies. Tomorrow is a big shipping day for us because today was a postal holiday, right? So we couldn't ship anything out today. So tomorrow we're gonna make a big drop-off at the post office with all those lovely orders from you guys. So thanks so much for supporting my family business, but also all the other farms in our network here at Undique. I wish you a really great week ahead, right? Some people had off today, so tomorrow is your Monday. Yeah, if you plan about dinner, breakfast, anything, if you want to try out quail eggs, if you can't find them in your local supermarket because they are hard to find, then please consider order them from us. And I see you next week then. And yeah, stay tuned. Thanks again for watching and have a great week ahead. And now for our YouTube subscribers, always a little extra, either in the beginning or in the end of our show. In this case, at the end. So guys, yeah, that was my Amazon show. As you can see it on amazon.com/Undique, which is obviously aimed more at our customers. But we also have the option, of course, to show you guys a little bit what's new here at Undique for our partners, for farms who use our system, which is called Quail OS, which is new now. And so let's get started maybe with that. I want to show you guys a little bit here on the browser. So let me switch over here into the browser cam. And I'm on my test system here, but you can visit this by just going on in here, quailos.com. So this is quailos.com is a software I've developed here on our farm to support other farms. So the last 5 years, since I run my business, I have programmed and coded some internal systems. What we use here at Undique to coordinate our farms. We are helping together, as you heard in the show, for shipping fresh eggs or quail eggs, for hatching out to the world, out to our customers. And so this is now available for you guys at quailos.com as well. And we have a free tier where all those functionalities in here are free to use, regardless on how many hatches you track, how many birds you track in your inventory. So this one is empty here right now, but you can, here if you get quail eggs from us or somebody else, you can track your hatches. It calculates automatically your hatch rate. You can have your bird inventory in here. So if you want to see, okay, how many birds you have, track their age, their feed consumption, where you got them. You can all that use that free of charge with our bronze tier here on Quail OS. We do have some advanced options, and I just wanted to use this week's live as an opportunity to show you what's new in here. So for example, new is banking and accounting. So you have the option to hook up your bank accounts. If you run your flock, your quail, your chicken, your ducks, your farm operation as a business, you have a full accounting option in here. So this is for gold tiers and up. For silver tiers and up, we have now very new in here rental manager with Rent the Hatch. What is Rent the Hatch? That's a platform I operate now since a little over a year, where you can actually make money by renting out your incubator if you don't use it, or if you have multiple incubators, to families, to schools, to people who do homeschooling, people who want to really see the miracle of hatching. And maybe I should show you here a little bit how that looks like. So I just go over here. Rent the Hatch is available on rentthehatch.com. Again, I'm just here on my test system right now. And so you have the option to be listed here as a farm and have your rental kits up there, if it's a quail hatching kit or a chicken hatching kit. So you provide the fertile eggs and the incubator and the brooder box, a heat lamp to the customer. They can rent it from you. You can list here as many kits as you got, and the customer has the option to book them here, and they can book it either month by month or for specific dates. They pick it up at your farm. They do the rental experience. We have here a customer login with a full hatching course. We send to the customer then text reminders and emails about their hatching experience, as well as provide support for them in addition to your local support. The payment is securely handled here through the platform, and once they have returned the kit back to you, you get paid from us, from our platform. So you can, with a couple of hatching eggs, make really good money for your farm. We have some rentals coming up now again in February here on the farm, so it's really, really convenient. We explain here to the customer how it works. So your farm can be listed here as part of Quail OS, our farm management with the rental manager here. We have a calendar application and have no rentals available for a certain time. You can block that out here. You see here your bookings coming up. So it's really, really convenient to make extra money with your idle incubator. You set up here and rental kits, your kits. You can edit here the description. You upload a few pictures. If you need help with that, then head over to the Help Support tab and schedule a call with me. I help you to set that up. But it's really something where you can engage with your local community to really bring the miracle of hatching to your customers then. So we have built that nationwide platform, and now we integrated it into Quail OS. So you have here the option to go ahead and run your own rental program. There's way more functionalities in here now in Quail OS, so check it out. We have the Academy as well, so if you scroll here on the navigation, you will find it in Other Academy. So if you want to find more information, this is the test system. We have a couple of more courses in here on how to navigate Quail OS, how to become a rent-a-hatch vendor, some basic courses, some marketing courses. So more and more will come in here. We still look for tutors here as well, people who want to become an instructor. So check it out at quailos.com. And yeah, so we have been busy not just with the upcoming hatching season now, getting our breeders and everything ready, updating our websites, but also bringing the Quail OS platform to life. Today we have over 60 farms already using the platform. You could hook up your online store with it as well. For shipping is a functionality within Quail OS where you can buy shipping labels. We have hatch rate tracking then for your customers as well, where you get then a public badge. Sorry, you can put that on your website. A ton of reporting. Just look around in there, check it out. We have trainings for everything. So I just wanted to mention that as well at the end of our show, so you know exactly what's going on here at Undique Rent-A-Hatch with Quail OS. So we do a lot of things, but all related to quail, chicken, ducks, all those lovely birds we love here on our farm as well. So that's really it now from me. Yeah, have a great week ahead as well. Stay safe on your farms. I hope you don't have too much troubles with the winter, depending on where you are. And yeah, see you around.